This is what I absolutely love to see.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Some people don't understand me, man. Some people don't get it. They don't see how you could want the Spurs to play well while simultaneously wanting them to lose. Look, this is the type of game I love to see, all right? We're going to talk about the Spurs, but specifically we're going to talk about Keldon Johnson and your boy Devin Vassell. Now, before we do, all right, really quickly, okay, before we get into all that, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. Also, by the way, just to let you guys know, all right, I listen, okay, I listen sometimes. Also, is the music too loud? Just turn that down a little bit. Okay, I listen, all right. Some people said, hey man, you really need a Devo shirt. Like, you really need Devin Vassell. I got you, okay? I am actually working on that, and it's gonna be fire, absolutely fuego. Funny enough, it was actually made for Primo initially, but since he screwed up, now I had to redo the entire thing. But anyways, just be on the lookout for that. But if you guys want to support, the link is there. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. San Antonio Spurs. Now, this is what I want to see. All right, the last two games this has happened. The San Antonio Spurs came in and they played absolutely hard. They kept the other team on their toes, and they showed heart. They showed a foundation of a team that could be really good. It's like a skeleton of a team that can be really good sometime in the future. And I just absolutely loved every single second of it. Now, is it fun to lose? No, but when you keep things in perspective and look at what's the big picture, this is perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine with the San Antonio Spurs losing it by any margin. But this right here, this shows the gap. I've said this early on. A lot of people got really excited. I said, don't drink the Spurs Kool-Aid. It got a lot of dislikes. But I think that that's just a matter of the nature of the Spurs, right? We played hard, but it's the very beginning of the season, and the stretch gets a little bit harder. And as things go on, as hard as we play, we're going to get a little bit more tired. We're a super young team, and the better teams are just going to kind of triumph, and that's perfectly fine. We need to be naturally bad so we can get a really good pick. All right, so, and like I said, I'm going to focus in on Keldon and Devin, but first let's just talk about everybody so we can just go over it really quick. So overall, Spurs shot 48.8% from the field, 40% from three, which is really, really good in my opinion. Free throw percentage 57.9, 11 for 19. Not the best, I would say. But player to player, Jeremy Sohan, to me, still showing a lot of promise. I mean, he is still versatile as can be. I know he played 24 minutes, but and only had 5 points, but he's going to be one of those guys continuously that you watch and you sit back and you're like, oh, his stats don't look that good. He's not that special. But if you watch the game, you saw the versatility, you saw the basketball IQ, and you see why he was out there for 24 minutes. He absolutely deserved every second of his playing time. He plays absolutely insane, okay? Energy wise. All right, Keldon Johnson, we'll get to you in a minute, my boy. Jakob Poeltl, really good. Once again, honestly, dude, every single time I see Jakob Poeltl on our team, he's really helping us out. But I just sit back and I'm like, Jakob, you could really help out a championship team. Like, you could really go somewhere and win a championship. Like, imagine Jakob Poeltl on the Golden State Warriors right now. They could use him. Like, I don't know. I hate him being here because I just think that he could be better off somewhere else that can use what he got. And also, he's kind of I'll just be honest, he's kind of an archetype that you can find in different aspects. But if he went to the Warriors or something, dude, he would win a championship. At the very least, really help them, be on a long run with them. Trey Jones, once again, he was solid. Trey Jones has always been solid. I keep saying this. He's a solid point guard. I know people want me to praise him even more than that, but I can't find it in me to do it. He's just a solid point guard. I don't know what you want. What more do you want from me? Anyways, Malachi Branham, I really like him offensively. Okay. And I think the biggest thing that he's going to have to work on is probably a couple things. His ball handling, which is perfectly fine. Okay, he'll get there. But I think most importantly, his defense. He just seems, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he just seems a little, not flat-footed, but maybe a little too jumpy. I'm just waiting for him to get crossover really bad. I know, like John Wall, he had to guard John Wall the other night. And that looked awful, but no one can really guard John Wall, or no one guarded John Wall well on our team except for Jeremy Sohan. So I'm not going to blame him there, but he's just a little jumpy, man. Got those Peyton Manning feet. You know what I mean? But he'll be okay. Moving on, Isaiah Roby. Once again, it's not much I can really say about Isaiah Roby other than he shows his versatility every game. But yeah, he really reminds me of like, he really reminds me in a way. I mean, not completely, but a little bit of a Kyle Anderson. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad comparison. Moving on, Doug McDermott. Yeah, he struggled. Actually, I watched this game and I don't even remember him being out there. So yeah, he struggled. Keita Bates Diop. He was fine. He's yeah. Dang. Yeah. Josh Richardson. All right, here's the thing though. I think that the Spurs are trying to showcase a little bit more of Josh Richardson and Doug McDermott. It was one game in particular, maybe a couple games ago, or was it last game? Was it against the Clippers? I don't know. Anyways, I think that they're really trying to showcase these two because I expect them to be gone. I don't know when, but I expect them to be gone. We're gonna get to you in a minute, Devin Vassell and Jordan Hall. I did not see that. If that was the end of the game, I didn't catch that very, very end. All right. Okay. Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. I want to say this. These two, their shooting stroke is absolutely amazing. It's immaculate. I'm not shocked by any means. I've said this already that I think Keldon Johnson is one of the best catch and shoot. Like, I don't even know this statistically, but it's like he has to be, right? Like, just watching the games, he's one of the best catch and shooters in the league. He has to be one of. And then Devin Vassell, his shooting stroke, he has the best shooting stroke on the team. And one thing I noticed, okay, now this is what got me. Now, nothing from these two have necessarily super shocked me, but Devin Vassell in particular, I've said this before, and we actually talked about this during preseason, I believe, right? In which I said Devin Vassell's facilitation is shocking. I was not expecting him to be that good of a facilitator. I think with DeJounte Murray taking the reins and him having to like play next to him, he wasn't really able to show that ability. But when the ball is in his hands and they ask him to run point guard, he is really, really good. Like, I think he's genuinely really good. So that's something that I wanted to just point out. Not saying that he is going to be the next point guard for us or anything. I don't think that would use his talent to the best of your ability. But I will say this, if you ever come into a situation where you need him to kind of run the offense, he seems like he can kind of do it. He was really good in this game. I was quite shocked. And I tweeted this out, and this was actually a couple days ago, and people did not like it that much. Like, some of you guys were cool with it, but a lot of you were like, oh, you got me in the second half. And all I was saying in this tweet, and you can read it yourself, but all I was basically saying is like, I think this team is really good, and once we get a top 5 pick, we're going to be like good enough. And I'm sorry, I'm still not going to go as far as to say like, I think, because it's just not true from my perspective. I'm not going to go as far as to say I think Keldon and Devin Vassell are going to be superstars. I don't necessarily see that, but I will say this: I can definitely, okay, without a doubt, I can see Devin Vassell being a second option as far as scoring option, and I can see Keldon Johnson just being like the emotional leader of the team. But both of these guys have played their heart outs, and I absolutely love what I'm seeing. Also, big shout out to Pop for like experimenting from game to game, because this is how, if you're gonna tank, this is how you tank. Okay, put the guys in multitude of different situations. They're not gonna be as cohesive as they could have been if you just kept them in one role, but just move people around, let them develop, learn in different situations, learn in different positions. And I think that was really great. The fact that he said, okay, Devin Vassell, you come off the bench, and Malachi, you start. He's not saying, oh, Malachi's better than Devin Vassell. He's just switching things up while also facilitating a loss. Okay, I mean, that's how I view it. But I absolutely love it, man. Really great game. These are the ones that I want to see. I want the Spurs to go in there, play hard, us to get to see like certain things from each player as far as their game, take away from it and say, okay, they're developing, they're getting better. I feel good about this, while still being in the sweepstakes for Wembanyama, because that's what's really important here. And guys, let me just say this, okay? And we're going to get out of here. There is no other option. I know that some people want to say, no, you got to win. No matter what, you got to win. There is no option. There is no other option. I know you can say that there's not 100% chance that you get Wembanyama. There's not 100% chance that you get Scoot Henderson. Yeah, there's nothing is 100% chance, but at least you can give yourself 100% chance of getting like a top 5 pick. And that's all I'm asking for. That's all you can ask for, because at this point, there is no other options. There is no one that's coming in free agency. Nothing else is going to happen. The Spurs aren't going to be able to make some blockbuster deal. It's nothing. There's nothing. The only thing you can do is try to build a superstar within your own system. So if that means, I know you guys think Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell can be star. That is perfectly fine. I'm not going to trip about it. I do think Keldon Johnson can be like an all-star. I do believe that. But look, that's besides the point. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You try to build your guys from underneath, from your organization, and you need to draft it. There's no other options. There's none. No more. That's what you got to do. There's nothing. Okay, I want to sit here and say, oh well, maybe the Spurs do this if they keep winning, and then we can do. No, there's nothing. There's no. So just want to throw that out there. And keep in mind, I know when, we start looking at this team and we are impressed by Keldon, we are impressed by Devin Vassell, but just keep in mind that even with, and neither one of these players, okay, let's just be honest, neither one of these two players are better than DeMar DeRozan. And even with DeMar DeRozan running the show, we couldn't do anything. Even DeJounte Murray, I would say DJ's better than Keldon. But even with DeJounte Murray, couldn't do anything. So just keep that in mind. All right. These guys, they're great. I really love them as players. I love them on this team. They are true Spurs. They are leaders. They're awesome. But at the same time, they're not leading us anywhere. So I just want to throw that out there. But anyways, maybe that was kind of a negative way to end it. I didn't mean to end it in a negative way. I'm excited about the season. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron on YouTube member, only $2 per month. I'll give you guys later. Until next time, man.